about? What's its purpose? And is this really worth something? So we'll talk about its philosophy, its target market. We'll talk about the team, the tech, etc. But first, as always, everyone, we have to look at the numbers. So we can see here we're sitting at around a $61 million market cap, really tethering on the highs of the ICO. This looks like we could honestly be getting a breakout here above these. So I'm definitely considering a swing on this, which I'll mention a little bit more as we look at the price action. As for now, though, it's only traded on Bittrex. The volume is hanging in there pretty good comparative to its market cap. We can see the circulating supply is close to its total supply. However, we'll learn more about how that total supply is going to increase. There is a decent amount of inflation with it. However, it slows down over time, so it's nothing to really worry about in the long term so long as this platform gets adopted. Alrighty, so what is Particle all about? Well, we've talked a lot on this channel about all kinds of decentralized private exchanges. We've talked about SafeX, we've talked about other privacy coins like Verge, and I think there's a few people who, a pretty decent amount of teams and cryptocurrencies that are going towards this space of a decentralized private platform for market exchanges, whether it be business to business, business to consumer, or peer-to-peer, you and I trading different goods and services, maybe like we have our own small businesses, etc. But it's completely open source, person to person, and business to person e-commerce. So I think this is really cool. This whole kind of concept of decentralized marketplace is really, honestly, what I've waited to see in cryptocurrencies for quite some time. I think there's an absolute market for it. It just depends as to whether or not this coin is going to be the winner in that space and whether or not they can really deliver on their promises. So first off, they've got a beautiful website here. It looks like your average kind of startup website. And they've got a great video showing you kind of the general nature of Particle. I love the marketing and the branding behind it. It looks very, just like I said, very startup-esque. And it seems like something that someone wouldn't be afraid to try to pick up and try to adopt. So that being said, let's go ahead and look at the About page here as we scroll down. And it says Particle is is a privacy platform by design. So right from the get-go, they focus on high levels of encryption. They make sure that the only people who will see your transactions are people either who you deem should be able to see them or the two parties who are transacting. So this is not something that will be put out on a public ledger. It's private and encrypted, so no one can, it's all, like I said, privacy-based, and no one can track what your purchases are or who you're doing business with. So it's an interesting concept, and the fact that they're applying this kind of sense of privacy and cryptography really kind of interests me. It's the same thing as Safe Exchange, where you can make exchanges anonymous. I really like this this concept of decentralized marketplace, and this is really cool as well. There's end-to-end encrypted chat. Now, there's been a lot of message apps coming out recently that use encryption that we just really don't know about. For example, I can tell you there's some apps like Telegram that do that. I know that WhatsApp, as much as Facebook owns it, there is encryption aspects to it that give a sense of privacy. And that's really cool to see that Particle is coming with a message, an encrypted message chat. And the reason why that's important is, when you're going out to make exchanges, I think that's an important factor to be able to have a platform that if you're really focused on privacy in your exchange, you can exchange privately in the sense of messaging and communicating with the other party in the exchange. So I think that's awesome that that's already built in and that they're working to make sure that that's functional alongside the platform of exchange for Particle. Now, here's a really cool thing about Particle. It is a proof of stake coin. And because of that, you can not only buy, you can sell, but so long as you hold a Particle, you will actually earn it over time. And it's really awesome comparative to traditional e-commerce, where if you just if you just go on the platform and use it, you don't benefit from utilizing the platform. Whereas you use parts, which are the coins for Particle, you can actually generate cash flow or generate consistent income from the parts that you'll get from holding your current supply. So with proof of stake, generally, I think most of you get that concept, and they talk a little bit about it here more. Now, here's the thing about how the proof of stake works and how the inflation goes, because we were talking about the numbers earlier and how, is there a max supply? And as of now, their current system is not built to have a max supply. However, I do like the fact that their inflation rate becomes relatively low. So the first year is going to have about a 5% increase in the supply. So nothing crazy for the first year as this continues, if it continues to be adopted. It's nothing to worry about for your gains. And then it drops 1% each year for the next 4 years until it levels out at 2%. So 2% inflation, nothing far off from what we've got normally with fiat currency. So this definitely seems like it's nothing ridiculous. It doesn't seem like they're printing it out of thin air. And the thing is, it's based off of proof of stake. So long as you're holding the coins or generally kind of using part coins, you should be fine. So I think that there's a lot of benefit to using part tokens and really getting into this market early on before it starts becoming mainstream. The real question is, and you can look into a few extra things they have on their website. They've got some wonderful interface here with kind of the concepts of how the platform is going to work and how it's going to look. That all being said, guys, there's a decent amount of competition in this space, and it really depends if they're going to be able to deliver on it. So that being said, it's probably good to go ahead and look at the team and see if we got some good players here. And it seems that they've got a wonderful list of developers, and look at the amount of profiles they have for each of them. They got their own Reddit, Twitter, LinkedIn, GitHub. I mean, you've got like tons of information if you really want to dig into these teams. But I wanted to primarily look at Reno, I think that's how you pronounce his name, who is the lead core developer. And I was looking through his LinkedIn, and he's got a pretty good amount of stuff on his resume. He was the owner of Lunatech, which is a company based in South Africa. And they do all kinds of, I have a link here, they have all kinds of services such as system integration, publishing solutions. So he pretty much, he's worked as the owner of that company for almost 4 years now, which is quite impressive. And then the second thing that really stood out to me was he was the lead developer at the Shadow Project, which is technically known as Umbra. But basically, it's a whole privacy platform about using the internet in the sense of privacy, security, etc. So I think that he's got experience working in the space of privacy and encryption. So he's got the experience behind him, and I think he's got a wonderful set of team members alongside him to get to this project. So of course, I don't want to look completely into the team. That being said, if you want to look into it, and if you're interested, I recommend you go check out some of their projects and portfolios. I think that they've got a good, solid team here, and I think that they could deliver at least on setting up this technical platform. That all being said, folks, is it going to be the make or break moment for a decentralized exchange? Is it going to be better than SafeX or the other competitors? I can't say that right now. We're too early on in the process, and I'm not trying to be a negative Nancy on it. I just want to be fair in saying that this isn't set to be a game changer yet. We've really got to see which one becomes adopted. That all being said, they've done a great job in the sense of UI design, in the sense of marketing, and getting onto Bittrex at such an early part of its life cycle. So I really think that there's some optimism around this. Now, let's talk about price action. Recently, we have been seeing a lot of these ICOs that have been kind of either just released or kind of pulling back, coming back to break their ICO highs, with optimism coming in to the ICO market along with altcoins in general. That being said, do I think that this is a time to buy into it? Well, what I do like is for now, there's a very limited supply, giving the tokens around an $8 valuation. And I think that with its limited supply sitting here at 8.6 million, we could really see this start to chug up if there is some adoption or some media coverage around particles. So that being said, I'm definitely considering a trade up to at least test the highs here at particle, or maybe waiting towards the highs and waiting to see if we can get an ICO breakout, much like an IPO breakout formation, which I'll cover in the future. Basically speaking, it's when it retests the highs. I'll go ahead and show you really simply. You pretty much buy when the highs of the ICO are retested. So that being said, folks, I'm not putting a ton of money towards this, but I really would definitely consider doing a swing trade on it because I think it could be a good opportunity. Maybe it might be a good long-term hold. If you really believe that this could be the game changer and beat out the competitors like SafeX, that might be a good option as well. So That all being said, folks, I want to hear what you all think in the comments below. Do you think this will be a game changer for the decentralized private exchanges? Do you think that
There's no one right way to success. Some work hard.
What's going on, everybody? This is Jeff with Altcoin Buzz. Got a little bit of good news here for you about Safe Exchange Coin, SafeX. If you've been following our channel for a while now, you know that we were talking about SafeX just before it got, or just after it got delisted from Bittrex. Then several members of our community jumped into Cryptopia, or SafeX through Cryptopia, including myself. And then Cryptopia decided to delist SafeX, so we had a little bit of a problem there. But Trade Satoshi picked it up. Right now, most of this volume here is coming from Trade Satoshi. You can see it's at 6 cents now. When we were jumping into SafeX, let's see where we were at with that. Where is our video? SafeX altcoin buzz.
You need to do is you need to transfer your SafeX coins to that wallet. If you need help, because I'm not going to go into details of how to install it and stuff, go to learn. You can click on learn, and then you've got videos. Okay, so you've got videos on how to install the wallet, you've got dividends calculator, you know, and all this stuff. There's some more information at the bottom there, and then if you want to learn about SafeX, if you really want to know what it is, then there's a video on the about page with the actual calculator, and you've got a video that actually goes through what SafeX is. If you don't know, SafeX is a marketplace a bit like Alibaba, and in 2018 they're going to launch the Chile marketplace, and it's expected to increase in value, and people can just stake, they can get dividends basically from holding the coin. Okay, so every time people use the marketplace and they actually make profit, you're going to get a share of that, you're going to get a bit of that. Okay, so that's the reason why SafeX is getting delisted off Bittrex, because one of their rules is that they don't list dividend coins. So some people have been saying, well, there's other coins that are listed and they do the same thing. I have no idea why they're not delisted. All I know is that Bittrex is delisting SafeX. So if you do have SafeX, I've talked about SafeX sometimes, and if you've been holding it, don't worry. It's not because there's something wrong with SafeX. It's nothing to do with that. It's always been a coin that you can actually get dividends from, and you can see it's starting to rise, and it's like a rising trend right now, and I think that it's going to rise as the 15th of December approaches, probably go higher than expected, because a lot of these coins that get delisted do that. I've seen it in the past, and this is probably what's going to happen with this, because people are buying it up because they think they're not going to get a chance again, and they buy it and they take it off the exchange. So when it's off the exchange, it's off the exchange. How you get it off the exchange, you just go to your wallet, you know, where your SafeX is on Bittrex, and you just click on the minus sign, and then you put in the address of the wallet that you're transferring it to, and then you just transfer it over. All right, so hopefully that helps you. I'm not going into the details of how to do it. I'm sure you can do it using the videos and stuff. If you want to find out more about SafeX, just read the website, you know, find out what it's about, if you think it's worth holding on to or not. I personally think at the current price it's worth holding, you know, especially with their roadmap showing that everything's to do with 2018. You know, the actual what they're looking towards is this marketplace, Chile marketplace. So the production of the Chile blockchain begins in Q4 of 2017, which is right now, and then